Hi, nice to meet you again. So we developed this webinar to help you navigate in social media issues. It is not so easy. So how do I define the purpose of my presence in social media? What marketing strategy do I choose? The most common problem that many people are making an online presence is that they don't have a thoughtful, complex, measurable strategy. In this case, most likely, the best campaign cannot adequately support the business goals you want to achieve. For startups or small businesses generally, online campaigns are the only accessible and affordable marketing tool, so it's especially important to be aware of how profitable we are to set up in such a strategy. What does online marketing strategy mean? The goal of the online marketing strategy is to support the business in achieving its business goal, which is in most cases means revenue growth in the same way. We can make it in two ways. On the one hand, it is crucial to increase the number of sales, and secondly, to apply continuous brand building. This means mixing the following goals. Get new customers with online tools to generate the most valuable leads or buyers. The higher the number, the lower the conversion costs. Conversion costs is the sum of total advertising cost per buyer. We can achieve both objectives in parallel, but in each case, we have to determine which goal is the most important for us. So, as a first step, we must surely think that brand building or online marketing strategy generating instant purchases is more important to us. Besides, we need to determine where to start and where to finish with the right online marketing tools. For example, if we choose to use an instant sales strategy and want to acquire new customers, we need to identify new potential target groups where we need to create the most attractive bids for them by targeting their problems and desires, then reach them with more specific targeting through campaigns. In case we want to communicate with our existing customers, we need to use completely different tools and messages. For example, we need to focus more on different remarketing solutions and marketing newsletters. So, the first and most important step is to find the answers to the following questions. Where are we now? What are our most important goals? We should prioritize them. To reach the goals, who should we address effectively? What kind of results do you want to achieve with this strategy? If we do this, we will see exactly which platforms where our target groups is present, so we can quickly build our optional online marketing strategy. A new marketing style that is commonplace with the appearance of social networking sites is based on the use of bidirectional communication rather than earlier one-way communication. Companies therefore not only communicate content to their customers but directly contact them, which makes the communication process more direct. It is based on the production of content that is shared between users on social networking sites. What kind of social media marketing platforms exist? Everyone believes that the appearance of companies on Facebook today is indispensable, whether it is single-person business or giga multi-company. This is the case, but many people forget about the existence of other social sites that should also be present. These include Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Each page requires different marketing strategies and can be assessed by other audiences. For a newcomer enterprise whose products are visually appealing, Instagram and Pinterest are another important platform besides Facebook. I will go further in these terms. So, the question is, how do I build my business profile on Facebook? Facebook makes a detailed database of these users, hopefully anonymously, and makes it available to those who want to advertise on their platforms. That's why it is not surprising that most startups will try to take the advantage of the low-budget advertising budget offered by Facebook, with immediate results. If you professionally build your Facebook profile, you can do so much to increase your business as you would haven't thought. Like all marketing initiatives, it's important to know what you want to achieve. First of all, have your own Facebook policy. A comprehensive social media policy can be vital for any company that plans to launch a Facebook page. It might seem to be an unnecessary waste of time, but in the future, it will be the sure foundation you build your whole strategy, so it is of paramount importance to create it. In the policy, you should specify the following. Voice. How will you call your customers? A young, entertaining brand has to say a different way, such as one that sells life insurance. Your voice should fit your business. Colleagues, who will post on your behalf? The person you choose must be an effective communicator who understands every bit of your communication of product. The role of your admins should be determined and carefully selected by your social media policy, and you should also discuss how your colleagues can talk about your company in social media. Behavior. The Facebook page of your business is the digital face of your business, and it must show the company of the best light. Your social media rules should reflect what is right and what is not arguable about your business online, and anyone who posts on behalf of your company needs to know what your expectations are. Negative publicity management. As we talk about a public forum, Facebook also happens to have people who have a negative experience of your business or simply tours. It is vital to be prepared for these situations and know whether or not you can ruin your reputation. Try to respond quickly, determine the cause and the solution, and make the brand names as plainly as possible from the complainants. Think about strategy. When and what are you going to post? You may want to create a content schedule, design what and when to post to stay consistent with your fans. Determine at the beginning how much time you are willing to spend on your social media presence. As with other marketing channels, if you don't know how much time you spend, you won't know what your investment is. Therefore, you don't know how much is your return on investment. This is of paramount importance if you want to build a successful long-term business. Then create your page. When you create your Facebook page, you need to select a category, enter the name of the page, profile and cover image, set permissions such as setting the curse filter, which automatically blocks the posts if it's find a bad word, and finally you have to share something. Fortunately, at this point you will know exactly what it will be because you have a prepared social media strategy. As soon as you started with this, start inviting your friends to like your page or even ask your existing customers to do so by email. Advertise on the Facebook. The question is surely that I'm okay, that I have created my social media strategy and I know who should show my posts, but how can I do that? The answer is simple. With Facebook ads. As I mentioned before, Facebook collects everyone into an enormous anonymous database, which database will be available to you if you want to give up on your ads through its system. To do this, you will need a Facebook advertising account first. As a rule, each registered private user has an ad account through which can post ads. However, if you plan on a long-term basis, you should create a Facebook Business Manager. Here you can create. As this allows you to completely separate your business Facebook page and your advertising account from your private Facebook account. Believe me, this will make your job very easy in the long run. Once you have created your ad account, and assign the credit card that Facebook may later deduct your advertising cost, you can begin posting your ads prepared in your strategy. As a first step, you need to select which ads you want to create. At this point, you can choose from several options based on your goals. Without the utmost attention, we show you some. Brand awareness, typical brand builder ad type. In this case, you spend money making people recognize your brand. Reach. Your ads will be displayed to your target audience as many times as possible. Traffic. You should use this when you have a web shop or a website that people are visiting and you expect something from it. For example, shopping, subscribing to an email list, etc., etc. View video. You should use this when you have a spectacular video that shows your product well. It's essential to have a short video, so max 15-20 seconds. Then you have to decide on what basis you want to pay for Facebook for ads. Here are the two most common types. CPC, that is the cost per click, and CPM, which is the cost per 1,000 impressions. 1,000 is million in Latin. Unfortunately, you cannot predict which one will work for you, so you have to test the different settings in any case. To limit your target audience, you have an endless opportunity, literally. This is where you need to categorize people in your strategy so that you can show your Facebook ads to potential people. You can filter here, for example, country, city, age, gender, interests, studies, relationship, status, qualifications, and even what kind of device they use for Facebook. What's important here is to test and test it again. You have to continually see which target audience is performing and always perfecting it. What I still need to tell about Facebook ads is that here you can decide how much you want to spend on ads. You can set a daily limit and a maximum limit for a campaign, so it's entirely in your hands to decide how much you spend from your online marketing budget on your Facebook system. Facebook ad policies. Now you know how to filter the target audience you want to serve with your ads. Let's see how Facebook ads are built. The text of ad, a brief description of what you advertise exactly. Image of the ad, the creative of your ad. Headline, this is an address bar below your picture in your ad up to 250 characters. Description of reference, here you can explain the bit described in the headline in 1-2 sentences. CTA, call to action, the button at the bottom right of your ad. URL is the place where you can display of your URL. Based on years of experience, the perfect length of ad text is between 10 and 17 words, which is less than 50% of the available characters, but worse to keep it. The description of the link is much more versatile, but it is worth living between 10 and 25 words based on our experience. Try to include in one sentence why one should click on the call to action button. Remember, you don't want to sell here yet. Both texts should be straightforward, clear, but above all, attentive. The rule of thumb is that the simpler your product or the more your brand known, the better the short text works. Watch your indexes. We have talked about the goals now, their measurement now comes. It's paramount to keep track of how your Facebook ads and posts are performing. This is essential to keep your advertising costs low and keep up the target you set. Some key indicators that you should pay attention to are the following. To reach fans, the number of fans who saw any given posts. Organic reach, the number of people, fans and non-fans who saw any given posts. Commitment, the number of people who clicked on a post. Click-through rate, the number of people who clicked on a link in your content, viewed a video you posted, or saw a larger version of a photo. The amount of CPC of CPM. Conversion from an ad or post. which is a purchase. Your metrics will help you measure the impact of your content you posted, the quality of the audience you have built up, and point out how you can improve content and visibility. You will need two significant things to make successful Facebook campaigns: a well-designed ad and a well-designed audience. To get out of the crowd and the tens of millions of posts a day, your ad should bring people's attention into thinking. You need to plan your ads well. It's not enough for a couple of minutes to put together something that you like or your colleagues like. After all, you are not the target audience. Let's talk about the Instagram. Thanks to being part of the Facebook group, there are many features available in it, like in the Facebook. Among other things, you can send a direct message to your friends, make like, comment on your photos, and more recently you can make video conversations with its help. But the basic have not changed since then. You can still communicate with your images. The most successful development of recent times has inevitably been the 24-hour Instagram story from Snapchat. Thanks to this, Instagram is currently one of the most useful tools for launching impulse purchases and brand building. It is a shocking fact that it has been the second most popular application in the US after YouTube. What are the Instagram principles? Behind the Instagram, there is also an algorithm that is very similar to Facebook's algorithm. Simplifying this, in this platform will also be the most successful those ones who have succeeded in winning the likes of most of your companions to get more interaction. Interaction means love, comments, messages, and memories. Instagram is steadily weighting the positions of private users and business accounts, so you can get much better free traffic and content than any other platforms. This is a significant advantage over Facebook, where nowadays the so-called organic content has fallen to a very low level. So if you can get some free attention, why pay it unnecessarily? With the Instagram profile, your primary goal is to showcase your business, your products, and yourself in attractive colors. What we have talked about earlier is also indispensable here. You need to develop your exact strategy within Instagram to reach your posts or ads to the relevant audience. If you do this, you will surely know what is important to your target group, what they like about your product, service, or what to highlight if you want to impress them deeply. Like Facebook, the aesthetics of your account will be determined by your brand identity. Before you start signing up, you have to decide what you want to represent, what style of pictures you will publish. It is crucial that it is completely different from Facebook, so it is likely that the same strategy won't work here like on the other social media platform. This will also determine the mood of your posts and your communication. Will you be funny, loosey, or is it serious? It is imperative that you create content that reflects your brand personality and goals. Strive for unity. This is even more important for Instagram, since a single visual appearance is what makes your brand credible and attractive. This is the only way how you can launch the brand building machine on Instagram. So, what should be the name of my business Instagram? Find out what kind of Instagram username you will use. It's a good idea to choose something that's simple and talkative, but your company's name may also be appropriate. You can only use a dot and a downline to crop, but just use it if you can't figure out something without it. Not only because it looks terrible most of the time, but because it's harder to memorize and the Instagram search engine doesn't like that. Be sure that the bio is properly filled out and the link to your website or webshop can be found in it. Why it is important? Because many people don't know, but the bio is also searchable. What should my profile picture be? For a company, it is best to use a logo as a profile image. If it doesn't fit or is not recognizable, we recommend that you use the most characteristic part of and the dominant color. Try to use the same logo on all of your social media sites. This not only creates unity, but also contributes to making people easier to remember your brand and your entire business. Why choose a business profile? In many cases, some Instagram users don't use a business profile but try to use a plain private profile for business. Don't make this mistake, let alone that you have almost no statistics on your page as a private profile. With the business profile, however, you can see precisely what interactions have occurred with your account on a specified interval. This will make gold for you in the analysis of the data. You get answer to such vital questions if you have a business profile. How many visitors watched your profile? How many times have they seen all of your current posts, so-called impressions? How many different accounts watched your content, so-called reach? Which is your most popular post? When is your target audience the most active? Which country, city followed you the most? What age does your target audience make? What proportion of women, men are you in your target audience? How many people saved a particular post? How many people did you follow and how many were watching your post? Where did you get the most views for a particular post? With this information, it will be much easier to optimize your Instagram strategy. Thanks to a new Instagram development, it is possible for you to designate your products on the pictures, webshop, consultants or other service providers. This allows you to generate instant purchases for your product. This is, of course, only effective if the image shows the market product while it is in use. How should I make my posts? It is of the utmost importance that before you begin to post ads to your target audience, you should already have contents of 10 to 30 pictures. It is not enough to upload a stock photo per week, so much more sophisticated and more elaborated strategy is needed. A vital tactic is that when you can just tell stories through your pictures, the more interesting your story is, the less will your followers feel that you just want to give them something. People love stories. They feel that you have given them value and have led them behind the scenes. Stories need to be linked to your brand and the needs of your visitors. One of the most watched users in the world, the National Geographic, writes the story behind the picture as well as the photographer in each caption. True, Instagram is primarily about images, but a good caption can also help increase user engagement. And what is a good caption? It shows the personality of your business, entertains the audience, and encourages followers to act. Be sure to use Instagram stories as there is a huge potential for it. Here are some tips for making excellent text. Ask questions. One of the best ways to make a direct interaction, that is a message, linking, save or comment, from your followers is to ask questions during the post. Apply CTA. You can also increase your engagement by simply asking your followers to like or comment on your image. Don't be afraid of emojis. The emojis attract the attention of the user and give a little personality to your post. Use them boldly. Use quotes. Of course, I didn't think a lot of world-famous quotes that have nothing to do with the brand, but those that can tie you or your product. What is the best time for posting? Like in most cases, it also depends on what kind of communication you have been planned in your strategy. However, in general, on weekdays, the time slots between 6 to 9 and 16 to 21 are the ones most active, similar to other social channels. On Friday, Saturday, on Sundays, in every area, they perform entirely differently. You may want to test your target audience. Now we would like to suggest some golden rules for your Instagram profile. Publish only high quality pictures. Avoid stock photos. Never use follow, follow for follow, like for like and similar hashtags because you can ruin the image of your business. Use all hashtags what Instagram allows instead. Use the hashtags correctly. Don't cheat on users. The number of people you follow should be up to half of your followers maximum. Then start your Instagram profile if you have your resources to post regularly, recommended at least 3 times a week. Take care of your audience. Respond to comments. Regularly write stories under your imagery. Watch the metrics and optimize your strategy. And be creative. Very creative. Let's continue with influencer marketing. Instagram is also a favorite scene for influencers, which is an excellent opportunity for your company. As influencer marketing, we mean that in exchange for some remuneration, cash benefit, or the use of our product, services, or both, the influencer will tell the audience about his/her opinion and experience with our company and our product. With this, we can reach a considerable number of people in their audience in a relatively short time. What is of paramount importance that we should use the right influencer for our product, so be consistent with the product presented and the one who recommends it. This is important because only in this case will your product be credible to viewers. What you need to be counted on is that you have to pay a large amount of money to show your product. I only recommend this to you when you have a marketing budget for the right size. It's important not to put everything on a sheet. For if you pay your entire market budget to an opinion leader and there won't be as much shopping as you expect, you can easily find yourself in a great trouble. How to advertise on Instagram? Thanks to the purchase of Instagram by Facebook, the advertising platform behind it is one and the same. This means that ads on Instagram must be set up in the Facebook ad account. We have mentioned the method to you on Facebook advertising opportunities before. Please look at the knowledge available there. You only need to consider one thing if you want the ads to appear only on the Instagram surface, namely that in case only Instagram will be checked like a platform. This is the place where you also can set the advertising option in Instagram story. Besides, each of them is the same as the ad slogan. There are more additional channels to narrowing your scope like Pinterest. Please check out our description of this webinar for that. From this webinar, you know that any channel you want to sell your product or build your brand is the first essential step is designing your strategy. Without this step, the failure can almost be guaranteed. I suggest that you start looking at the webinar and description from the beginning and try each and every step to decide what to do of your business. Make your first strategies for the channels you feel important and cut it in. Don't procrastinate, as half-ready but working things are far better than the perfect ones which are not working yet.